Hi there and welcome to the ukestuff channel and welcome to this tutorial for the play-along videos of Hailing Taquitos. It is another installment with Raining Tacos, which is also available on this channel, and this has been a request on a couple of the ukulele teacher forums as students have been requesting this song. Now, I did want to mention that there are a couple of versions of this song because the original is in the key of G sharp or A flat, and you can play it in that key or you can use a capo. So the key of G sharp, A flat is not really a friendly key for ukulele. So if you want to play it in that original key, you will need a capo like this that you'd put across the strings at the first fret and then play all the existing chords that are there in the song. And it's written that way so that it works with the recording. Or you can play it in the key of G without the capo. It's your choice, and that is true also for baritone as well. What we'll do is we'll look at the chords you need for GCEA ukulele, which is soprano, concert, or tenor ukulele, and then we'll look at the chords you need for baritone ukulele, which is DGBE tuning. After that, we will go over some strumming for the song. If you like the chords you hear in the song and the way that it's arranged, you can print out a chord sheet or what they call a tab at ukestuff.info, which is a collaborator with this site. Now let's take a look at the chords you need for GCEA ukulele. I'll be using this instrument. It's the IRC SU-021B ukulele. It's a fantastic budget ukulele. Now let's look at those chords. The first chord is the E minor chord. It is a chord that some people struggle with. It's one of my favorites. So you put your first finger on the first string, second fret, and then the second finger goes on the second string, third fret, and the third finger goes on the third string, fourth fret, and that's the E minor chord. I call it the waterfall chord because of the way that it looks like that. Then we have the G chord, then the C chord, and then the D chord. It's however you want to play the D chord. There are a number of ways to play the D chord. Katie Deneur at One Music School recently did a video with 7 ways to play it, and there's even an 8th for that. For me, what works best is, because my fingers are size large men's hands, is put my first finger at the top of the third string on the second fret, and then the other 2 fingers around it. Some people will play it 1, 2, 3, like they show in many of the books. Some people will try to play it with 1 finger. Some people will play it with 2 fingers. There's all kinds of ways. Just don't play it with your thumb. That's the only thing that you need to avoid. Then the final chord here is a weird one. It's the F sharp chord, and it's thrown in there as a shocking moment in the song. And if you don't get it, it only happens once. It's okay. But if you're on G, if you bring all your fingers just up 1 fret, that's most of it, and add your pinky to the 4th string, 3rd fret. So you're going to play G, F sharp just for a second if you want to get every chord that you hear originally in the song. Otherwise, those are the chords you need for GCEA ukulele on Hailing Taquitos. Now let's take a look at the chords you need on baritone DGBE ukulele. For baritone, I'll be using this instrument. It's the Flight NUB 310. It's one of 2 baritones carried by Flight in early 2021. Just one note is that this instrument ships with GCEA tuning, like a soprano, concert, or tenor. So if you want baritone tuning like this one, you'll want to get different strings. These happen to be living water strings, and make sure that you've got the correct strings for DGBE tuning. All right, the first chord you need is the E minor chord, then the G chord, then the C chord, then the D chord. And the weird chord in here is going to be the F sharp chord. It only happens once and just for a second. It's a shocking moment in the song. So you would go from your G chord to your F sharp chord. It's very, very quick. How do you play the F sharp chord? You bar strings 1 and 2 at the 2nd fret, and you pull against the fretboard. Then you add your thumb just for a little bit of support. It should not take a lot of energy to hold those notes down and get them clear. Then you can add fingers 2 and 3 on strings 3 and 4. That's your F sharp chord. So if you want to practice what you're going to have to do in the song, you'd go from G to F sharp and just practice doing that. And those are the chords you need for baritone DGBE ukulele. Now let's talk about strumming a little bit. So for this song, the strumming pattern I'm going to give you is very, very basic. It's just up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Every chord gets 4 beats pretty much through the whole thing until you get that weird F sharp chord a little bit later. But it's just like this. Down, up, 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 down, up. Now, if you're a new player and you're still getting used to chord changes, just switching the chords as fast as you can, landing on the right chord while still strumming up, down, up, down, up, down, might be all the challenge that you need. So let's do it slow, and we'll do a little faster, and then we'll just wrap up the video. All right, let's do a little slower. Down, up, down, up, down, up, go. To C, G, then to D, back to E minor, to the G, to the D. Now before we play it faster, I wanted to make a couple of notes of some things that I was just trying during that strumming pattern. The first time I went from E minor to C using the second finger on the first string, 3rd fret. Wait a second, all the books said use the 3rd finger. There are going to be times that it may make sense to use a different finger to play a chord temporarily to get somewhere else. And I also wanted to add the way that I played D, going from G, my second finger stays where it's at and I can move my other 2 fingers over. That's what I do. If you have to play G and then switch to 1, 2, 3, you're going to have a full hand motion there. It's up to you. But eventually, as you play more, what you'll do is you'll find out that there are road maps on the fretboard and you don't have to follow those chords exactly. Now, if you're new to playing, I would suggest sticking with the traditional chord shapes until you're very comfortable with them and then start changing so that you can always play those traditional chord shapes. They were established for years and years, even before the ukulele became an instrument, because the tuning came from other instruments. There's a reason why those chord shapes have grown to become sort of the thing to do. But once you know those chord shapes, then you can break the rules when it suits you for your playing. Now, let's take it faster. 1, 2, ready, go. One more time. And that's pretty much it. That will get you through the entire song of Hailing Taquitos. So thanks for watching the video. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll be back soon with some more uke stuff for you.